Belt change going on the 2020 XRS.
Yeah, if you don't have one of these, you should probably get one because it's way better than the factory stupid tool, I guess, whatever they call it. It just threads into the spot, normal spot. You can just, you know, twist your secondary and then you just crank it open. And then you just kind of work your belt out. Come on. There we go.
Just like so. A ton of guys make these on Amazon.
You can see the difference in the belt. You can see a couple spots. Like right here, it looks like it was pinched hard and maybe a little worn. It'd probably be all right to run for a little while longer, but we're about to go to the dunes, so I'm gonna get a fresh belt.
Definitely good backup belt. How many miles on this one?
Like 1,500.
1,500, and this is you're going back with.
Yeah, another world's best belt.
GBOOST belt. These are available on the website.
Yep.
Carry it for all brands, all makes, models.
Yeah, these are more than enough. This one's made to handle like up to 400 horsepower, so it's gonna be more than enough, especially for a stock application on the X3.
Anybody with the 2020 XRS, of course, I believe this fits every one of them since they've been in this body style.
Yeah. And GBOOST makes several different levels, so they have. This is the second best. They make another one that handles up to 600 horsepower. So. But I've always just run the world's best belt, and I've never had one break, so I've replaced them before then. So
yeah,
hopefully that's a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, it ran right next to I replaced mine with the factory Can-Am on the XDS, so it's got as many miles, if not more, on that GBOOST belt. So quality stuff.
This will blow.
Now with any of these, obviously you're going to collect rubber in every nook and cranny of the primary and secondary. So if you're in here, you got to blow these suckers out, get all that fine rubber powder dust off. It's going to eat up your sheaves and the faces of the clutches and get in all the weights and sliders, and it's going to cause excess wear over time.
Yeah, and I always try to, whenever I'm changing, I always kind of just run my finger on the face of the sheaves just to make sure you don't have any irregular wear that's eating up the sheaves, because that's going to make it shift and drive funny.
And that's the face of each side of the clutches that this piece of the belt rides up on.
Look at the dust just in there. Just in there is full of dust. So
yeah, if you're just doing your typical belt change, you always want to blow it all out and check all this while you're in there, especially if you're going to be doing some dune riding where there's going to be some wear to the clutches and wear to the belt. Yeah, all that high RPM stuff and some of the extra load.
Yeah, and on the X3 you can actually feel the bearing. Mine feels good. There's a little slack maybe side to side. I don't know if that's normal or not, but spinning it, it's not grinding or anything, it's just spinning. So and you can look at all these little points, like there's little shoes that rub on the inside right here. I always just look at those, make sure nothing's popped off there. Like for 2,700 miles, this clutch looks really good, so I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to mess with it other than blowing it out and putting another belt in.
A little bit left over from the burnout.
Yeah, it's going to be there forever. But I will get a little bit of steel wool, and I just usually just lightly go, you know, against the, not against, but perpendicular to how the belt would run. Just kind of rough up the face of the sheave just a little bit. Helps clean and kind of take some of the smoothness away, so you're going to get better grip. And I don't know, I've always done that, and it's always worked good. So I guess I'll go ahead and. They look good. You can't see the whole thing, but it moves freely. They're all moving freely. So I think the clutch is in good shape. I'm not too worried about it. One more spot you want to look at on these Can-Ams is these rollers right here in the secondary. They can be popular for literally just braking, and if they do, then your secondary is not going to work at all. You're going to know that something's wrong. But whenever you have the clutch open like this, you can actually spin them and kind of look at them. See, these are spinning good. I don't see any cracks or anything like it. It's going to be bad. So, I mean, you got to work them because they are up against, they ride this ridge right here on the helix. So you do kind of have to spin them hard to get them to spin, but they're spinning, so. And then just go back on. There's really no way that these particularly go on. I usually just put the lettering to where you can read it and go from there. And just work it on. Just catching over here. Cool, and then just like that. And you can close this. And you can actually just spin this piece off. Just like that. And it closes the secondary. So
Super handy to have on the trail or in the dunes or any ride. If you got one person in the group that's got these, do quick changes with. Saves you. I know a lot of guys, you lose the bolt for the factory toolkit, or your Can-Am just didn't even come with it. Not uncommon. So this guy's a lifesaver. Must have for the trail, must have for a trip.
Yeah. And then this piece right here, this is a, like if you have a, what is it, 21?
Yeah, 21s, I believe, came with that.
21. So if you have a 20 and older X3 and the clutches are super loud at 4,500 RPMs or whatever it is, if you get this is from Can-Am. After 2021, there's another piece up in here too. It's kind of like they put a muffler on the air ducting for the clutches. So 2021s, 2022s have this, but they offer it as a retrofit for the older ones, and it's fairly inexpensive, like $100 or something like that. But it makes a big difference.
Yeah, it does make quite a difference. With everyone I know has the relocation kits for the back or the sides for these guys, but definitely helps with the drone, the clutch noise, items like that. Of course, we've got my 2022 over here, so factory on these guys here. Of course, the same duct setup, but significantly quieter at that RPM. Definitely worth the money if you've got a older unit and you want to save your ears.
The 22 doesn't even sound the same at all to me.
No, I think with that P drive and that QRS setup, put those two in tandem, It's definitely a different sound once you get past that initial belt and clutch break in.
Yeah, much quieter.
Yeah, significantly quieter. I'm not running my back window right now, so I can't tell you if that'll make a significant difference in the cab noise, but still, I mean, very quiet. You can have a conversation. Huge change from my 2020 XDS setup. Huge change.
That did not, he never did upgrade this, so
No,
it was loud.
very loud. So pretty easy to change these guys out. Take your cover off and bolts, screws. Take your hose clamps off of your hoses,
Yeah,
intake and outside exhaust side for your clutches, and pretty easy. You may want to have a few extensions, obviously, with you to get to these guys if you're on the trail. But your basic toolkit will get you out of a pickle. So this is my, to the left here is the factory XDS belt. This is our GBOOST World's Best belt. This is the one that came off just now off the 2020 XDS. You can see ridge thickness, which is just kind of showing you just how much more material and bulky this GBOOST belt is compared to the OEM belt. I've got no quarrels with either one. I've run OEM, Bryce has run this to side-by-side comparison. They both held up great. I think for the price point and just for the quality, the GBOOST belt is your go-to belt. This one's still going to be around as a backup belt for quite some time. If we got to run it in a pinch, we'll definitely trust this guy. Like I said, 1,400, 1,600 miles on both of these guys. Held up great.